she would never listen. All the alcohol is in my liver. I guess I lost and you're the winner. Missing your touch, you were a good kisser. I was born a saint, but now I'm a sinner. Falling for you, for you, for you. Falling for you, for you, for you.
Hello peeps and welcome back to another one with us, the Review Bros, and today we're going to be reviewing a product called Neuro by Peak Performance Labs. You might be asking, what the hell is that? Well, it is the purest Eria Jarensis extract in the world. So how will it come together? As we cover the usuals, the taste, the price, the label and the effects. Is it going to be worth picking up and adding to your arsenal of stimulants? And if you're new on this channel and you do enjoy the video, please do give it a thumbs up. It really does help us out and we do appreciate it. And if you're into this sort of thing, consider hitting the subscribe button and hitting the bell icon so you don't miss any of our uploads, because we try and upload around 3 reviews a week to help save you money. And into taste the mixability, and to be honest with you guys, there isn't much to say on this side of things because it comes in capsule form. So literally there we are, 150 milligrams per the capsule. You can go up to 2 capsules per day, so I'll leave that with you. Do you struggle to take pills or not? If you do, then might not be ideal. If you're okay, then obviously it'll be fine. So that's down to your own discretion. Let's move on to price. Okay, so how much is Neuro going to set you back? Well, if you're from the UK, you'll head over to peakperformancelabs.co.uk where you can use our discount code RB10 or ReviewBros10. We'll reduce this by 10% and obviously bring the price down to £17.99. Now, it's 20 servings at the max dose or 40 servings at the half dose, 1/2 pills, that is, more on that shortly. If you go on the max dosage, it works out as 90p a go, which is pretty decent value for money. I mean, I know it is one ingredient, but if we were to put this on our pre-workout price scale, it comes in at a 9 out of 10. So obviously very, very well priced. So the question that you're going to be asking is, can I justify that price based on a single ingredient? Just how good is it? Is it worth me picking up? And that's what we're going to be covering right now. Okay, let's talk label and ingredients, or ingredient, should I say. So what is this going to be giving you? What is it promising? So you're going to be getting 150 milligrams of N-phenylethyl dimethylamine citrate, aka Eria Jarensis, aka Neuro, which is the trademarked high purity form of the stuff. So 150 milligrams per capsule, 300 for 2 capsules, just to the max serving. What's it promising to do? Well, it's saying here Neuro may help with increased energy, increased fat loss, increased levels of dopamine, enhanced mood, support focus and concentration. So various benefits with this stimulant. What I will say at this stage is head over to the Peak Performance Labs website because they have a nice breakdown of the ingredient and all what it's meant to be doing. So they've very eloquently done a nice little write-up of Eria Jarensis on there. So I do encourage you to take a look at it. So Eria Jarensis, I'm sure a lot of you will know it by now. It is a natural stimulant. It's been likened to a replacement of a DMAA, DMHA-esque ingredient in that it helps with focus, energy, drive. Obviously, as stated on here, can help with fat loss, as all stimulants do to varying degrees. So that's what we're looking at with this product. And I do like the fact that it is a patented, trademarked high purity form of it. So when you do buy it, you're buying into that confidence, that peace of mind, knowing that when you're buying this, you're getting the highest possible grade of the stuff. It's not half Eria Jarensis, half filler. It's all the active ingredient that you want. So with that in mind, I was excited to try this stuff, but I'm not going to do any spoilers yet. We're not in the effects, but I just thought, I really like Eria Jarensis, but I've always wondered how it would feel, 1, when it's taken alone with nothing else, and 2, if it's taken alone at a decent dose and a high purity form of the stuff. So that's what we're going to be getting into as we move into the effects. How did I find it? Okay, the bit you've all been waiting for, effects of Neuro, and all I've got to say is,
I like it a lot.
So yeah, I really do like the stuff. How did I find it in the several times I've used it in different contexts? And let me elaborate on that. So I've used it as a nootropic. I took it at 10 in the morning from my work day over there, just literally there, as I tapped away at my keyboard as a nootropic. As it says you can do on here, take it in the morning. So I've done it that as a standalone thing. Nothing else with it, not even a coffee, nothing. Just the Eria Jarensis at the 300 milligrams max dosage as a nootropic. I've also taken it as a pre-workout in a few different styles. So I've taken it as a pre-workout, the 2 capsules, standalone, nothing. I've taken it as a pre-workout, the 2 capsules alongside a caffeine-only pre-workout to bolster it up and see how that felt. And then I've also tried it at the 1 capsule alongside another pre-workout, caffeine-only one. So I wanted to sort of see how 1 capsule feels versus 2 capsules, and also use it as a nootropic and a pre-workout. I kind of wanted to stretch its legs a little bit, so to speak, and see how it feels and performs in different scenarios. So firstly, I will touch on the nootropic side of things. Like I mentioned, I used it for my work day at the max serving. And I have dabbled with modafinil in the past, taking it for work, you know, first thing in the morning or, you know, shortly after my breakfast. And it's, I don't know if you guys know about modafinil, but if not, I have actually done a video on that, so check that out. It's a separate matter altogether. But what I find very interesting is just how surprisingly similar this felt to modafinil to a lot of degrees, really. So how can I best explain it? So firstly, both ingredients are responsible for increasing your dopamine levels, right? So naturally there's going to be similarities. I would say the only thing between the two is modafinil is stronger. Modafinil is prescription only. You can't just go ahead and buy it willy-nilly. And modafinil lasts longer. But the feeling I got, the kick in, shall we say, the come up of the ingredient after an hour off, and it takes about an hour to kick in, by the way, capsules, of course. It felt very similar to when I take modafinil. You know, you get that nice little buzzy feeling start to come in, that mood elevation, the energy. Your heart rate does go up slightly, but not crazy levels, nothing uncomfortable. You start to feel a bit more perky, a bit more peppy. You feel like something's coming into your system. Not illicit, there's not any highness or horribleness or like floaty, you know, off your nut feeling. It's a sense of clarity, happiness, energeticness, but not to, like I say, an unhealthy level. It all sort of smooths in nicely an hour after you've taken the pills, really. And for me, it lasted, specifically this, around 4 to 5 hours at that max serving amount. So I took it about 10, and it took me through until about, what would that be, about 3 in the afternoon, like just after I'd finished lunch, really. I have a bit of a late lunch. And then I was like, yeah, it's starting to sort of leave my system now. But here's the important thing, it didn't crash off. It smoothly left me. It didn't leave me feeling dead afterwards. I wasn't like, at my desk, like completely unable to work. So that's what we're looking at. An hour to kick in, about 4 or 5 hours of noticeable effects in terms of mood and energy levels and focus and productivity. And then a nice smooth exit on the other end. There's no harsh drop off. So I found it very useful in terms of using it as a nootropic, and I would encourage people to consider this as an option for you if you want to stay concentrating on tasks at hand, whether it be your day job or coursework or studying or revision or whatever the case may be.
Savage pumps in the gym and the bedroom. Wolf pump.
So it's ticking the box in the nootropic side of things. And the fact that it can even remotely compare to modafinil, which is, like I said, a prescription, much more illicit, hard to come by type ingredient, I think that's a massive thumbs up for Neuro PEA, wouldn't you say? And I would encourage you to try it if you don't believe me. We'd have to try modafinil as well, wouldn't you? But, you know, good luck getting all of that stuff. So the other context I use it was obviously for training. So I took it with a caffeine-only pre-workout, and it definitely noticeably increased it into a more focused, productive kind of effect. Don't get me wrong, again, it doesn't give it an illicit stim junkie off your head feeling, but it does bring an extra element of spice to it, you know, an extra bit of kick, an extra bit of energy, focus, concentration, what it says on the tin effectively, and it does enhance your workouts as such. So it can turn an absolute basic, boring daily driver pre-workout into something a bit more exciting. Again, I must reiterate, it's nothing crazy. You're not going to be like, oh my God, I'm out of the universe off my head here. But there is a nice background like happiness, like slight euphoric feeling in the background, not so much that it interrupts your day and overtakes your personality, but enough that it's there and it feels good. So when it concerns training, yes, it ticks the box. Now, all I'll say on the one serving dose, the half serve, sorry, one capsule, it feels almost the same as 2 capsules, except it doesn't come in quite as strong and it doesn't last quite as long, as you might expect. You know, quite self-explanatory there. You're taking half the amount, it's gonna roughly last half as long and be half as effective. But I wouldn't say exactly half, I'd say 60 to 70% when it concerns how much you feel it versus taking the 2 capsules. But that's just my personal experience with it. In terms of wakefulness, it's actually very useful as well. It's similar to Modafinil. Again, I keep bringing it up as a comparison because it really did have some similarities for me. So yeah, it promotes wakefulness, so do not take it too late at night because you will struggle to sleep. Don't take it if you've not got any plans to do anything, because if you're just sat around with your thumb up your bum, you're going to be very anxious. And it's person dependent, but personally I've had experiences with high doses of Eria Jarensis. You know, I've not taken this one and sat around doing nothing, but I have made that mistake in the past and it's not comfortable. Well, let's face it, taking any stimulant and sitting around like a couch potato isn't a good idea, because you're going to get that nervousness, that anxiousness to want to move around. So basically I'm saying use it for a purpose. So I think I said it. I think I've covered everything on this ingredient, to be honest, guys. There's no negatives to it whatsoever. You can use it to enhance your pre-workouts. You can use it to enhance your productivity if you're studying or revising, or all the things I mentioned before. Now, the other thing I mentioned, sorry, is I took this as a standalone pre-workout, just this, an hour before my training session, and it was definitely noticeable that I'd taken something. I think that's clear. That's very important to make that clear. So it can hold its own as a standalone ingredient when it concerns pre-workouts. I would say more so, or at least equal to, if you was to take the same amount of caffeine. So if you got the choice of 300 milligrams caffeine or 300 milligrams of Eria Jarensis, I would say that 300 milligrams of Eria Jarensis is more noticeable in terms of wakefulness, focus, and energy levels. Obviously that is me speaking with generally, because there are people that are very sensitive to caffeine that might disagree. But then I would argue that if they're sensitive to caffeine, which is a stimulant, they might be sensitive to Eria Jarensis as well, but I digress. So it can, stand on its own 2 legs as a single ingredient. And yeah, so I've had a fantastic experience with this. No negatives to speak of. Definitely worth that price point of 90p a go. I mean, Jesus, you're getting a pre-workout and a nootropic for 90p, and based on my experience, it works very effectively. So if you like what I've had to say here, do head over to those websites that I've pinned in the comments and check it out. I do think it's worth the money, like I said. I do like the effects. Yeah, I do think that covers everything, guys. If there's anything I've forgotten, I'm sure I'll edit it in or pin it in the comments below. But I really do like what Peak Performance Labs are doing. I think they're a wicked company. They're definitely up and coming. They've got some absolutely savage supplements that I'm sure you'll see on their website if you head over and check it out. I like the fact they're doing all these standalone ingredients now, because it enables you to customize your stack. If you like certain ingredients or dislike other ones, you can make your own little science experiment, can't you? And get what's right for you and your goals. So yeah, if you like the sound of that, do head over and check it out. Let me know your experience down below on Eria Jarensis. Have you tried the Neuro PEA versions? I think if you like the ingredient, then this is a must-have for you. And if you like playing mad scientist, as Garage Gym Homie says, and you like to stack ingredients and muck around, then also consider it. Anyway, as always, stay stimmed.
Everything you do, I can't seem to get enough. You got me feeling good, yeah, you got me feeling numb.